Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel and to this video where I'll be discussing my results from my 10-week transformation, and we're in the final week now. So we've only got one more week left, which I'm super excited to finish. And I must say the results have been yet again very mixed. Last week the results were fantastic. We saw a big drop in body fat, in weight, and this week it's kind of plateaued a little bit, which is expected because my compliance was not as good with nutrition. I went out to see some friends, I had some food out in a restaurant, and do you know what? The truth of the matter is, if you eat out a lot, you're gonna struggle to lose weight because you just haven't got as much control as if you were eating out at home. But look, that's cool. I'm happy to pay that price. I don't mind my transformation taking a little bit longer to reach my goal. So in this case, I'm looking to hit about 13 or 12% body fat. And I'm prepared to sacrifice that taking 2, 3 or 4 weeks longer, but I'm able to enjoy time out with friends. I'm able to have a couple of cocktails, a couple of glasses of wine, rather than making the process so painful that I just absolutely hate it. And then when I do get to my goal eventually, guess what? The blinkers come off and then you just fall back into bad habits. So for me, I'm more about the sustainable long approach than having to, hit targets really aggressively, unsustainably, and then that's just going to cause a massive rebound. I've seen this with myself, I've seen this with friends, I've seen this with clients. So think about the long game, think of it as a marathon rather than a sprint. But with that said, let's jump to the computer and let me show you this week's results. Right guys, let's have a look at the progress for this week. Biometrics. So my body weight has actually gone up ever so slightly. 80.8 to 81.05. Not much, but nevertheless, it's gone up. Let's look at body fat. That's pretty much the same. 17 last week to 16.9. Lean mass, 67.06, 67.35. So that's good. So some of that weight has gone into muscle, which is great. Fat mass, 13.7, 13.7, the same. So now this is, again, you've heard me say this before. This is why it's important we look at other metrics other than weight, because look, most people will look at this and go, oh, damn, I've put on body fat. But really, when you look at all the metrics, that's all gone into lean mass. The fat mass has remained the same, 13.7, 13.7. So it's really important that you track other things other than just your weight. Let's look at body measurements. Let's zoom out. So neck remains the same. Chest from last week has remained the same. Waist will determine body fat. 81.5, 81.5, the same. And let's look at left bicep. So that actually went up a little bit. And look, I'm not surprised. I know exactly what's happened. If we look at my nutrition for this week, just gone, so nutrition graph. So check this out. So my goal is 1600 calories a day, of which 180 is protein. I've Monday through to Thursday, it's Friday today, I've hit my goal, but I've gone slightly over, but it's still within my allowance of my target. But look, I didn't track Saturday or Sunday. So guess what happened on Saturday or Sunday? My calories were probably up here. Because I went out, I had a roast with some friends in a restaurant, I had 2 glasses of wine, I had a margarita. So, as I said, I'm prepared for this to take a little bit longer, 2 or 3 weeks extra, so that I don't have to give up everything that I enjoy doing when it comes to food, when it comes to socializing, when it comes to drinking. Because what happens if you absolutely hate the process, then what's going to happen when you finish and you've reached your goal, you're just going to fall back into bad habits. And then your weight's going to shoot back up. So it's much better to take longer, make this more sustainable, but still do the things that you enjoy. But obviously, moderation. So that's a price I'm prepared to pay. So what's happened here was that I was on a deficit most of the week. And then at the weekend, I was in a calorie surplus. So that meant that my average for the week was probably at maintenance. That makes sense, right? Hence why my weight hasn't shifted much, which I am fine with. So protein, yeah, that's good. Fats and carbs are all fine. Nice even distribution there. What else? Let's look at the actual training plan. Actually, before we do that, let me show you this quickly. So we're in week 9. Let's look at weight, because that will determine roughly where things are heading. So let's look at the start of the transformation, 84.3 and currently 81, right? But look at the trend, down, up a little bit, huge down, up a little bit, down again, up a little bit. Guess what? Next week, it's going to go down, and then it's going to go up a little bit, and so on and so forth. Now, what happens if you just do this, but for a longer period of time? Where do you think I'm going to end up? Down here somewhere, right? Because remember, we're never going to see this like this downwards trend starting all the way to the end. That doesn't happen. It's always this kind of wave approach. So we just need longer doing this for me to hit my goal of about 79. It's really as simple as that. And as I said before, I would rather it took a little bit longer, but I still have fun along the way, than absolutely resent and hate the process. So let's look at the calendar. Hope that makes sense, guys. If it doesn't, just obviously feel free to message me any questions you have. So where were we last week? So again, training, did not miss any session, which was cool. I've got upper body today to do still a little bit of work to do with the steps, but it was better than last week. And the calories are all here. But let me tell you something, and I'm not going to change it now because I'm close to the end. But if I was doing this again, I would definitely change this. So with the amount of calories that I'm on, being quite rested at the weekend and then starting my week on the Monday with doing legs, by the time I'm doing legs again on Thursday, I am absolutely gassing. I have no energy. I get to the gym, and the first set of exercises I do, I feel dizzy and weak. So I would highly recommend that if you are running some low calories as well, then I would suggest having a rest day here, doing 2 or 3 days of weights and then a rest day, and then doing another 1 or 2 or 3 days of weights again. But because how I've planned this so that I can spend time with my son and my family at the weekend, I didn't want to go to the gym at the moment. I've decided to do 5 days back to back, but it's definitely not optimal because I could be pushing a lot more in this session if I had a rest day on Thursday and if I trained legs on the Friday here, because my body's a bit more rested, I've had more calories, and the performance would be a lot better on this Friday session. So if you can avoid it, try not to do 5 days back to back of weights. Try to do 3 or 2 and then a rest day and then another 2 or 3. So I think when I come back from holiday, what I'm going to be doing is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to rest Thursday, and then I'll train Friday and Saturday, rest again on Sunday. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. What else? So right now, there's been a little bit of a spanner thrown in the works. I'm actually having to travel last minute. I'm going to Portugal for a few days. So that's going to throw this off a little bit, which is annoying, I know, but hey, this is life, right? Things happen, things get thrown your way, curveballs, and you just have to deal with it. Now, from experience, I'm not going to track, because tracking whilst I'm away, eating out and whatever is very, very difficult. And then you start to feel that you're not following the plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my intuition to know roughly what I need to be eating. 3 meals a day, high protein, loads of veg, not too many carbs, not too many fats. So what I'm going to do is next week, I won't do my usual check-in on here because I'm going to be in Portugal. I can still train, which is cool. And I'll try and do a video of like a workout in a different gym out there. And then I can show you my home out there and stuff like that as well. If you guys find that interesting, probably not, but just something a bit different. But I will train. So I'm flying on Tuesday, so I can train on Monday. I fly on Tuesday, and then I'm going to be there until Friday. So I'm not going to train this day. I'm going to train here. And then as soon as I'm back on the plan, back tracking calories. I'll do my last weigh-in on the Monday. I'll then try and post it on Monday because we're then going on holiday on the first Tuesday here with the family, and then there won't be any videos for this week. And then I'll get back on it and repost and give you an update on the holiday and how it goes, what my body composition is looking like. But you know, on shorts and on Instagram, I'll do some stories while I'm out there as well. But I just want to focus and spend time with the family. So yeah, so that's going to be a little bit different. It's annoying because it's coming up to the end of the plan, and normally here I'd like to really push, but look, this was a last minute thing. I have to go abroad, so it's fine. I'll just have to do the best that I can. And it's really important that, you know, you guys, and look, I've made this as kind of real as possible, right? This hasn't been a period of time where I'm not very busy, work's quiet, quite the opposite actually. It's probably my busiest time of year with work, but it's just sometimes life throws curveballs at you and you have to be able to maneuver around that, right? It doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice your goals. It doesn't mean that things have to stop and you have to, you know, not carry on with the plan. But as I said before, if it means that it adds another week to you hitting your goals, that's absolutely fine. That's a small price to pay. So I hope you guys can see that a 10-week transformation, 12-week transformation, or even a 24-week transformation, it's never going to be smooth sailing. There will always be bumps on the road, but it's about maneuvering around those bumps. It's about making sure you've got the right accountability, you've got the right support system, you've got the right people in your corner helping you along this journey. Okay, and for me, the biggest form of accountability I've ever had is having to do these videos each week, knowing that I need to produce results and share my experience and my story with all of the internet. Like, you know, I could potentially be reaching millions and millions of people to keep me accountable. So accountability is super important, guys. Make sure that you have that in check, because when no one's watching, it's very easy to reach out for those extra cookies, and you know, and that will just slow down your results. So I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions at all. As I said, I will do next week. I'll be traveling, so I'll do a workout out there, and I'll still try and post some shorts on my account. And I will, let's have a look. And I'll do the next check-in will be on the 18th, so the week after, and I'll post that on that evening because we're traveling on here anyway. So what's happening today? Coffee, gym, upper body focus. I'm going to train this, and then I am going to come back home, do a little bit of work, and then I'm going to get ready to watch the boxing tonight because I want to see AJ get knocked out. Anyway, guys, any questions, let me know. If not, I will see you in a bit.